All right, let me just turn on the music once again. There we go. Hey, Internet. Hey, Twitch, and eventually YouTube. Welcome back to game number 2 of the semifinal round of Open Invitation Tournament number 6. By the way, we're playing the game Monster Train, if you're not aware, with the last Divinity DLC. So if you didn't watch or need a recap, we had a very, very, very close game 1. All the players basically staying neck and neck, and then what's really separating is Loxo just could not finish off that Divinity fight. But what we have now is Gabriel in the lead with 159 points. Second place is Pahan with 155. Rising Dusk with 153, and Loxo trailing by around 30 to 40 points, 33 to 39 points. So again, the way that this will work is it'll be the combined score of both games will determine who qualifies for the finals, where we will have a final head-to-head between the top 2 players. So going into this game number 2, very, very different clan combination here than what we just saw. And with me, my co-commentators, we have Cadraziel, Sato, and somehow Narnian dragged his butt in here too. So we got a crew here. What do you guys, immediate thoughts? You have Echo Right and Awoken with Heal.
This looks like a really nice start. It's something I would enjoy playing, I think. And starting with the Soul Crushing Guild, I mean,
yeah, Soul Crushing
wrong with that.
Soul Crushing Guild against the Chased makes it so maybe restores are gonna be kind of low value, but it'll be good in the meantime, I guess. It really depends on what units are drafted. Of course, if you get a hollow, you get way better.
I mean, the nice thing about Awoken in general is that you're guaranteed, if you want to get the echoes on your floor, you can always play a starter card from Awoken, right? Like, you can always just restore literally just to get charged echoes, which is nice compared to some of the clans where it's a little bit more challenging.
Also, Awoken and Worm can work really nice together. I think it's one of the strongest clan combinations in the game. Like, they both have buffs. And like you said, Awoken... Yeah, exactly. And Awoken, like, restores are easy echo generation.
I think
they complement each other very well. And like, Wormkin can struggle with sustain sometimes. And Awoken just covers that very nicely. It's just that right now they don't start with a consume card. So Echo Ride kind of doesn't work.
But you can make consume cards.
That's true. The other thing I would say is the very low flying kill opportunities, specifically with Echo Right. Like, it's very strong, but with the cards you're going to get here, the standard typical consume cards, there's not a lot of opportunity, I would say, to just get insane amounts of damage. It's very reliable, it's very consistent, it's very easy to clear floors. I think it's very difficult to kill these bosses before they get into Relentless.
Yes, you get an infinite.
That's true, you can infinite, as we saw.
I think it's just maybe tough to play in a tournament when you're under a time constraint to play an infinite. I don't know. You probably have to be very fast.
Yeah, no, you can't just play an infinite that gives you 1 damage per turn. But if you're like doing a Thorned Hollow with restores and pulling out rail spikes and stuff like that, that sounds good to me.
So which path are you hoping for in a start with no consume cards?
Marsh Lord. I'm hoping for Marsh Lord here regardless of what the starting cards are, because it goes pretty well with some of the larger Awoken units.
I think in this tournament setting, Marsh Lord is probably the best because it's less likely to take fire damage with him. Because Pulpita has so little health, right? You won't kill the bosses very often.
I will say one thing that would be nice about Repeater is when you don't start with a consume card, you get your pick. Like, you don't have to have a consume card you don't want. So if you see something, I'm trying to think of what would be like top picks here. Probably not Wildwood Sap. It would probably be something like.
I mean, even a bounding echoes here, if you end up needing charged echoes for something, being able to bounding echoes your entire hand every turn is a hell of a thing to be able to do.
Like Shelter, obviously.
Yeah, that's right.
Is there? I think the 0 cost card that gives you Ember could be okay. It's probably not going to be the first one you see though.
You also have the
Like,
spikes. A particular Awoken's Rail Spike would be really solid.
Yeah, but
I mean, your
Awoken's
deck
Red Spike
becomes free
is
very
a
quickly,
it's a Wormkin card in general. It's better on Wormkin than on any other clan, I think. So it's just you see them rarely, right? You see them. The earliest is Daedalus, right? Or is it Talos this time?
It is Talos.
Talos.
The other thing, actually, Hart has a really good thought, is that if you could get an early proclamation, you could put consume onto it to get it back over and over again.
Oh, that works.
That was actually the first thing I did with
Like
Echo
Hart
Right,
says
was
in
put
chat too.
consume onto a vent, and it was like the best thing ever to just get this vent back every turn.
But I think you could also put this on a restore and just have guaranteed healing each turn, right?
Yeah.
Kind
Plus,
of works
That's
too
actually-
sometimes.
I mean, 22 health is not bad just to put onto any unit, especially if you make it 0 cost as well.
And if you're like quick or something, you don't take as much damage each turn, maybe.
I mean, Quick itself is not a terrible card. Obviously, eventually you run out of units, but it would be a way you could slowly put them out, especially with like Echo Right. If you did the combo of Repeater plus Marsh Lord, you could put it onto your eggs and then put it onto the hatches after.
I actually think Sheldsmith is playable with Awoken too. Like you can play low health, high damage animuses, right?
Yeah.
Animus, animi. And just feed them with armor. And later stage of the run, and that's basically just the sustain plan.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of options here they could go with.
But I guess Sheldsmith right now is kind of like its stats are probably too low right now. And there's no consume cards yet.
Yeah, I mean, your bogflies are going to be your main source of damage in this first ring, and I think you need something pretty sturdy to survive.
I love bugflies. I think if you don't find a good spanner unit, you can always just slap a bugfly onto a bugfly, and that just carries the whole run. That works. Like it's possible to do that.
If they do get Marsh Lord, I mean, we could see egg on egg on egg action, which is always fun.
You want to see Martial Art again, right?
I mean, nobody's won in a tournament with Marsh Lord yet, so would be cool. And by win, I mean nobody's actually finished a run with Marsh Lord yet in a tournament. Can someone give a 1 minute warning?
It's probably the most consistent choice right now, though. Like if you're looking to not take damage and just sustaining your build until you find something
I
to
would
play.
take a Repeater in a heartbeat, because there's no consume cards. I like that so much better, because then you
It's
get
like
to
1
make.
minute, right?
Yeah.
Third.
T minus.
But
T
aren't
minus
you worried
25.
about dying or taking too much damage early game?
Nah.
Because Repeater just has like 5 health and gets one shot by every boss? I don't know.
We'll see. T
It's
minus
tough
10 health.
sometimes.
Or 10 health. 10 seconds. I think if you take Repeater, you don't take early shards or trials. And
Depends on your
they can
how
go.
play, guys.
Can someone give them the signal? Someone gave them the signal. Good. Thank you. Well organized. All right, so we have Shellsmith and Marsh Lord. Snap pick from Gabriel. with serrated mandibles and pyrestone housing.
I would think that everybody picks Marshall here, probably.
I think
And
Martial Lord
Mandibles
Pyrestone
is-
housing is probably going to be the picks.
You don't
I
like
don't
Mandibles?
hate mandibles, yeah.
I think
though,
Mandibles is
because,
one of the strongest Wormkin artifacts.
You think so?
Yeah. I think it's...
There's just so much potential with it, you know.
Dusk got
early
it.
on and later on, if you sort of end up in a situation where you're playing a lot of useless charged echoes, those reaps just add up.
Those
3
do so much
Martial Lords.
The sweep does so much damage to flying bosses too. Like I've gotten flying kills with just Mandibles before. Like, and you're looking for flying kills, right? I think. And House and Housing is not. It's rarely necessary in my experience, at least. Like, sure, you can get a health upgrade or something in a unit, or
So I
Right.
would not take conscription with Martial Lord.
It's awkward play order.
Yeah, I think Cursed Vines or extra magic damage would be my pick.
I think Cursed Vines is one of the best artifacts in the game.
It's really great, not especially for Martial Lord because you can reposition your eggs and things like that, which you can't normally do.
Yeah, I guess it's better with like imps or something. But I know it gives you collectors guaranteed, it gives you backline clear guaranteed right now. I guess the conscription notice helps you in not taking fire damage.
And it looks like everyone's taking both the trial and the extra artifact here. And I think we're across the board Martial Lord. So somebody's going to win with Martial Lord today. Well, they may not be Divinity, but they will win this game.
They might ditch Martial Lord though for another plan.
That's true. That's true.
But they still win with that Martial Lord then, probably.
Yeah, I think if you take Martial Lord, you're kind of obligated to go at least 2 ranks. But I don't think the Bogflies add as much value as the others for the AoE clear you get with the second one and the trample with the third. But
I think Martial Lord is kind of awkward sometimes. Like, at least the transition from tier 2 to tier 3.
yeah,
Like, you might be scaling with, like, echo transfers, and suddenly you have a worm, and, like, no consume cards. Or something like that. I don't know.
I think you kill this front unit. I see Gabriel kind of debating on this. I think you kill the front unit because I think yeah, he ends up doing that. It does take a lot of damage though. 15 damage to the pyre from that first wave. Let's see if the others are able to manage it a little bit better. It's tough. It's really tough. You kind of have to, if you didn't take the Cursed Vines, you are going to have to absorb, I think, some pyre damage. But those that have Cursed Vines, I think, are in a little bit better position because they can do a little bit more damage. Although here we're seeing on the top floor also for Pahan, still not be able to do it either. But Gabriel does get a kill. He does take a lot of damage for it, though.
A rough start, but
There's a consume card if you want it.
it's shocking. And it's a good early game consume card too.
It's also tough because Echo Infusion is really good with Martial Lord as well. But
Is it?
yeah, I think so. Early game it is because you get the effect on the eggs. But
Yeah, but you also hedge them later, right?
Yes.
It's a double-edged sword, I think.
yeah, unless you specifically get the Karuska. But it is what's nice about it with Karuska is that it always pays for itself at least.
Yeah, but Karuska is generally...
It's super overpowered, yeah.
Yeah. It's...
So only Dusk so far looks like the only. Yeah, he's going to be the only player that comes out clean. Pahan. Okay, so we got 5 damage for Lox. And Pahan's probably going to stick with the 6 damage. I don't think he'll take any more damage. He's also got a stacked floor on the top.
Gabriel took the hosting kin. Don't know if you saw that.
I did not.
Everyone at least eyeballing a hosting king here.
It makes a lot of sense. It's really good with the eggs in general. Ooh, Animus and Shattered Shell. Those are like your two top picks, I think. I think I would probably go for Animus, but both are really solid.
I'd go for Animus purely because you see another Merchant of Steel down there as well as another Awoken down, and you can push some fairly low-cost upgrades onto Animus of Will and still have it be very functional. And its infusion is obviously multi-strike.
So you could also, they didn't do it, but you could, on those that went left path, Large Stone was offered, and I think you can justify a Large Stone on an Animus of Will here, because Marsh Lord anyway is going to take up all the rest of the capacity.
Yeah, 3 pip units are extremely good with Marsh Lord because of, what you just said.
Quick and multi-strike. The only thing that they're missing right now is the scaling. They have no actual damage scaling cards yet.
That's the reason why I think Shadow Shell might be the correct pick.
If it has quick, currently Gabriel's does not have quick on it. With Loxolotl, he did put quick onto it. Interesting, Paraffin Thug. If he's able to get a kill here with Paraffin Thug, like, would not be bad. Maybe even a couple kills if possible. I think it's going to be tough, but he is able to root people forward. Yeah. He'll be able to kill that backliner. And Gabriel, not quite. Okay, he is able to get the kill with the restores. That's where restores are so handy, because they're 0 risk, add charge that goes to the floor. Oh, I didn't even notice that Pahan already cleared the floor. He cruised through that second fight. So Pahan got a perfect kill there. And looks like Gabriel's also going to be able to get a perfect
Did
fight
someone
here.
see what Pahan picked as his unit choice?
I think he's still checking. I don't think he's chosen yet.
Yeah, he's looking.
Like, I mean,
They both solid choices.
If you get Repeater at any point, First of Kin would be very solid. It's the only damage scaling. Oh, but Shard Soul Carver. Oh, he went the other path.
yeah.
He hasn't gotten into the fight yet. I'm
I
wrong.
Just realized too.
But Gabriel did get a clean kill there.
I think I picked the Carver. Okay.
Carver is a safer pick there at least.
I would take the Carver and I would put the Animus of Will essence onto it. Although this would be a way to scale up your sweeper, right?
Yeah, I would do it. I would just pick Carver just because of that reason. Like, you find a better unit later and you just slap a scaling essence onto it. Especially with restores. You get
Yeah.
easy echoes on the floor. Like, easier than other clients at least.
And it's one of the few essences that does both sustain and damage pretty consistently. Looks like Dusk went for the First of Kin. There's another Shard Soul Carver offered after as part of the reward here.
Shots or cover into shots or cover.
Can work. They need to have consume cards.
Yeah.
And Dusk also able to get the kill, but he doesn't get it clean. He does take a little bit of damage here. Just the 1 damage. That's
The 1 damage.
That's-
It's 1 backliner.
yeah. There was a razor sharp edge though. That's a snap pick. You just take it. Animus is speed. I think for the essence is my guess.
I think the essence is a trap. Very often.
With Shattered Shell, I kind of like it, but I kind of also agree it's a little bit tough. When you have razor sharp edges, though, I feel like you probably can get enough scaling damage if you can dupe it a bunch of times, maybe get spell chain on it.
Yeah, I guess you can then have health as an upgrade. Yeah.
Another Shattered Shell, Husk Hermit. This is all the sweep. All the... yeah.
All the sweep, no scaling.
Yeah, and I also think that Shattered Shell and Shattered Shell is not great, in my opinion, but... That is quick sweep right away. It's a very weak quick sweep. I wonder if he's hoping to get the first of kin on it and scale with the etch triggers, but if you're going to do that, I think you're obligated to get repeater if it shows up in any of the champion upgrades.
Or you take... Or you hoping for something like Broken Memories?
Wormkin etchings, yeah.
Yeah.
And Soul even is enough, I've found, with that edge trigger. Provided you have things that you don't want
Yes.
back. Obviously you're not tossing your Soul Crushing Guild with Return the Soul.
So Dust does choose to go quick multi-strike on a Shattered Shell. That guy will die very quickly. That's the only issue.
Yeah.
And he's got 2 first of kins. Those are very expensive units. Oh.
Although I really do like First of Kin early game, even though it's so expensive, it sort of wins you a couple of relentless fights almost on its own.
Gabriel, first one to jump into that. Both Gabriel and Loxo jumping into ring 3. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
So it's relevant information.
Gabriel put upgrades on his Bugfly.
Yeah, I saw that.
Correctly.
Yeah.
But he has no space to play it.
Yeah, and the only way you're ever going to get an Ascend is with build a card. Little speculative.
I wish Schwemken had a sense, like, it would be, like, I guess there's probably a reason why they don't have a sense or the sense, but, man, overstacking with Wormkin is so strong.
Pahan's got to be a little bit faster here. I think there's a risk that he just falls behind the rest. And we did get on time in the last game. First game I would say that actually came down potentially to time. Oh, Gabriel getting a leak there, just not quite enough damage. I think that large Animus is definitely going to have the easiest time in terms of just like early game prowess. Eventually the sweep will catch up, but right now I think the Animus is going to be the king. All right, so that is 5 damage on ring 2 for Pahan. And yeah, Dusk also taking some damage here. Yeah, this is kind of a problem. Like, your sweeper has to kill things, and it's only doing 3 damage to start with. It's not a lot.
Yes, mandibles. Yeah, probably not enough, right?
Well, the mandibles are getting eaten up by the egg.
The egg. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, eggs, huh?
Yeah, eggs.
Such
Although
a
I've got to say,
weird.
like, I always have fun with eggs.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of wacky antics with eggs.
So Gabriel took a lot of damage, but he is able to finish off this Talos fight.
I I definitely think Talos is harder than Daedalus, almost always.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
I would
Vicious
say
in the chat mentioning the concealed caverns was abandoned starve and excavated embers. That's certainly scaling.
it's really
Or
good.
next
Really good edge triggers if you have an edge.
Yeah, that helps.
I mean, then you just get a
Dusk at
Wormkin's
least play
etchings
his
and you've got
play his worms.
Lox looking okay. Yeah, that Animus is way too strong. It's not going to get bullied by Talos. And there was a shelter too, so a lot of possibilities here. So that was a clean kill by Lux. This is still, I would say, still kind of speculative if they're going to be able to put together runs that are going to be able to handle Divinity. They're going to need, I mean, it's 2 strikes. They are sweep strikes potentially, or multi-strikes with, oh man, Glug Cider. Yeah, that's a winning unit there. Yeah.
It seemed like Gabriel was thinking about the spike channel there. He was hovering over it.
So Adaptive Mutation can work with Charged Echoes on the Bog Flies, but that would be it unless they were to add gain damage with Echoes onto their unit.
Like, I guess Lox could play it on his Animus to get like plus 30 damage or something.
One time, yeah.
With a large zone, yeah.
Gabriel opts for the spikes, or for the Wormkin spike. And yeah, Dusk's still trying to decide what he wants to do here. Keeper of Echoes is certainly good with egg builds. But that's a lot of units, and he did not take extra capacity. His deck is full of units.
I feel like with most Martial Lords, you're looking for one
Yeah,
good unit to be the partner to your Martial Lord.
Dusk
I
has
see him not playing Martial Lord anymore. Like basically playing Keeper of Echoes. Keeper and the other guys. And just
he takes another unit. I think he's trimming the First of Kins. Yeah.
yeah. Maybe.
Pahan still messing with that Kevin's decision there.
Yeah, he's pretty far back. He's going a lot slower than the others. He might need to start picking up his pace. And Gabriel still just deep in the tank with this unit decision. Really struggling.
Do you go with
Time
X or
back
do you
in
not
soon.
go with X?
I mean, I like Bulk Chrysalis a lot in non-Martial Lord builds. I don't think that it's that great in a Martial Lord build. Unless you put lots of size increasing things into it, like a Shadow Siege.
I love that it doubles down on essences too. Essences too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you,
like Lodestone
like-
Totem.
yeah, or like here, the armor guy in Hellhorns.
Guardian Stone.
Oh, Gunnerstone works too, yeah. But like with Steelworker, you just play top 4 Divinity.
Ah, yeah,
You
yeah.
gain like 20 armor each turn with like 2x.
Yes.
Obviously we're not playing Hellhound here, but I love the deck. I think it's the strongest deck, like the most consistent deck.
For sure. The only problem is you
I
can't.
would say
I think H shell is tough sometimes, like the other deck.
I think that the best essence is definitely the big thick egg, and you get the trample, you get the extra damage and health. But yeah, I think in general the smallest egg is typically the best. The other nice thing about it too is that if you're not playing an egg build, you only have to get 5 charged echoes to hatch it, which is a big deal in a lot of builds that struggle, especially when it's secondary clan. Most builds I find just really struggle to hatch the bigger eggs.
Yeah. Or you have like an imp start or whatever.
Right.
And they just don't have space to gain, or you have Drax, or you don't want to reap your own units. I guess you can reap X, right?
Yeah. So both Dusk and Lox that's a rough floor. And he hasn't played his big Animus yet.
Yep. Haste combat. Here we go again.
Yeah. Forced to play your Razor Sharp Edge to just save damage. Not a great feeling.
Yes, AoE reap. Is that enough? No.
I think here I would play the Restore on your Animus and play both Bogflies just to get a little bit more damage on those guys. But because I don't think it's going to do a whole ton up top. It's not going to hatch the egg, but he opts to do that anyway. It's not an insane amount of damage. This is where that sweep actually becomes really handy for those that took the sweep instead. But in general, it's just it's a lesson in don't take so many units, right? Like, you just can't have a million units. Dusk is able to clear so far, has not taken any pyre damage.
Like especially when your temples are late.
Yes.
You can't even infuse them. Yeah.
I don't know that Loxo's top floor will. I guess it will. You have the multi-strike on the guy, plus the extra charged, or not charged echoes, the reap damage from the multi-strikes. That should be okay. Pahan is able to get the kill here onto Talos. Kind of close though. Does take 2 damage in the process. But still kind of keeping up with the others. Oh, also Dusk. Did he perfect Talos? I don't remember. I think he might have.
Good question.
I'm not sure either.
I think maybe he didn't. I think he got a little bit of damage because he's down. Like normally you'd have 70 if you had perfected everything.
Like he took 1 damage in 1 fight, but I think that was ring 2 or something, right?
Yeah, and then so he must have taken some damage. And there wasn't a Cavernement that took damage, so I'm gonna actually chop him up there. We'll see. I'll check after just to make sure.
Yep.
Is getting the kill here, and it is clean. Another Soul Crushing Guilt. This time it's infused. He chooses to skip. Oh, I really like Ingraft, actually. I think Ingraft is smart.
Yeah.
It's just an easy...
An infused Ingraft.
Yeah, easy trigger. Plus the Ember could be useful.
That's
Would you
another
like it?
card that...
Would you like it
would
if
be
it wasn't
good to bring
infused?
If it wasn't infused, I probably wouldn't take it. 20 damage on Lox.
Yeah. I think I agree.
Gabriel looking pretty good here. His sweep, I mean, those sweepers are just really solid on this ring 4 to clear all of the mess when they all get jumbled up like that.
Lox snap picking that Ingraft there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't need much excuse to pick up an infused Ingraft.
And now they're waiting for someone else to get up there. We have Pahan,
punching a low impact card, right? So,
it's low impact, but I feel like it pays for itself. It gives you an Ember, and it gets a charged Echo on the floor. It is slow when you first draw it, though. You sacrifice your first draw to get it.
apparently, Dusk took 8 damage against Talos.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Thanks to... It's Tangalicious is hard, right?
Yes.
It's Tangalicious, it's hard.
Yes. It's heart. Yeah.
It's hard, yeah.
So looks like right now, Gabriel just able to kill that unit. So far he's not taking any damage on this ring 4. Pahan just really struggling with the choice here. Kind of lagging a bit.
Wow. I mean, at what point do we warn him that he's...
So far behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Rising also, as Dusk has a problem now that he has to remove more cards because he took more units. I think that's what he's thinking about right now.
I think at this point you just can't take more units. You have to go in on what you have. It's too hard.
Yeah, it's like...
All right, Dusk and Loxo are going to be thrilled. They can now move on to the next ring now that Gabriel's finally there. And then they immediately face with indecision. Which side do they go? Dusk opts for the removal and dupe. Lox opting instead for the spell upgrades and money.
Yeah, I thought so.
Gabriel really
removal.
struggling on the Aincraft decision here.
Yeah. Life or death on this Ingraft.
I mean, I like focus growth too sometimes.
It's not bad. I think
-1
it's...
holdover focused growth is pretty great.
The other thing too is that Gabriel has the +3, so that Ingraft is going to be even 4 times as valuable as normal.
I think with the extra ammo you could pick a focus growth here. Draw into more infused cards that way, instead of using your engraft.
That's a fair point.
Having healing, because right now restores aren't enough to keep
So
the
nice,
units
you can
alive usually.
-1 twin stone or something.
Yeah, he does opt for that. Goes for the focus growth.
Yeah.
Ooh, double
I guess that's
stack.
reasonable.
Stack stone on that Soul Crushing Guilt going to be extremely useful for some fights. Less useful for others. I think actually I wouldn't -1 it. I think I would try to hold out for Permafrost. Just being able to get 6 days onto any boss when it arrives is pretty good.
Yeah, but I think if you have 6 days, you don't usually need permafrost. Like if you're able to play it on some floor, it's usually enough. I don't know.
Well, and here's a boss that would really love to be dazed. It's just
Every boss.
this boss in particular poses a pretty significant risk because they don't really have tons of health. The only one that has any scaling health at all is Dusk with his infused sweeper here.
And I think he has a shelter in the stack too.
That's true. I think they all have the shelter, so that's a little bit of scaling, but it's only going to be at one time.
Oh, I didn't see that all had picked the shelters.
No, you're right. As we can see right now, Gabriel doesn't have a shelter.
Gabriel doesn't have it, yeah. Pahan doesn't have it either, right? No, we just couldn't see it.
Pretty easy
Yeah,
On the
trial.
last run as well.
Pretty easy trial here. I think this trial's the most straightforward to take right now. Pan's the only one that he's the only one that also opted for extra capacity. The problem is that if you go rank 3 Marsh Lord, that extra capacity is just going to get eaten up. So he might have to just decide to go rank 1 of something else, no matter what it is at the last floor. Otherwise, he can't play all of his units out.
Yeah, and they don't have a lot of consume cards either, so the worming isn't as good. So maybe not going level 3 is also a valid option. I think it's always interesting that this invasion trial is less hard than the invasion trials on like ring 1 and ring 2.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It's weird. And then the last one is like
Insanely hard. It either kills you or it's a cakewalk. It's either auto lose. But I think that's true of like all of the ring 7 trials. Like they all have the potential to just be auto lose.
yeah, spikes 5? Is it 5 or is it 4?
Spikes 5.
5, yeah.
And
Like Hell Sweeper or something.
and then heaven, or is it Heaven's what? I can't remember.
And seal.
Heaven's Seal
Let's
is
see
the
what I got.
other nightmare.
The great ender of runs.
Yes.
I think Heaven's Seal is more pickable oftentimes. Because your goal is to
Oh
kill
no.
a unit.
Okay, he got it. Pahan brought the guy forward only to see him take less damage than he was taking before. All right,
Yeah.
here's the moment of truth for Dusk. Does he have enough damage? He's got the X. He's losing his bog flies, and he gets... Okay, now he's just toasting him, but...
Play the cards.
It's a pretty good turn to draw your Soul Crushing Guilt. Is the turn when the boss shows up on the floor. So that's going to be a clean fight for Dusk. Putting him firmly in the lead until somebody else clears the floor. Pahan finally getting to this Ring 4 boss. He should be able to clear him just fine. He's got lots of damage, lots of sustain here. Gabriot. Could be tricky. Also, looking at Loxo here, he is not killing that backliner. Now he's killing that backliner. He wasn't before. He's in a dangerous spot, though. He doesn't have tons of sustain on that floor. He's really got to get that Soul Crushing Guilt hitting the boss, but it's just now going into the discard pile.
I might be a bit late on this, but Payan did pick Repeater.
Ah, so he's going... I actually don't hate that. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like Repeater with edge triggers and stuff like that.
I think it's
Even just in
correct, too.
general, it doesn't take much to get value out of that free card you're bringing back every turn.
So he's going to take... Gabriot did not take fire damage there? I thought there was spikes. No, there wasn't any spikes in the one.
Soul-crushing guilt.
I think Locke's problem is going to be that his damage dealer is in front too. Against the stealth boss right now.
So he's got to heal and hit the boss. Like, you don't even think about it, you got to do it. Because if he lets the boss get up there, he does not have... Gabriot does not have enough sustain to kill the boss right now. Oh, danger. This is very scary. He can send that guy back, so he won't take any damage, but I don't know. He's got to try to get the Soul Crushing... Oh my gosh, he gets it back. You got to be kidding me.
He doesn't have
He doesn't have,
Oh, he's got
he doesn't have
two.
enough echoes.
He will, though. By the time he's done, he'll be able to play both out. No, he can just play one. But all he needs is one.
a... And there's a bog fly.
The Bogfly holding down the fort.
Matter because stealth.
Yeah.
Gabriel did get days off too.
Ooh, he gets his other Soul Crushing Guilt.
Is that holdover that we can't see or something? Maybe?
Maybe.
Secret holdover?
He did take, I think, a little bit of damage. Oh, he took no damage because he kept dazing everything. But he's going to need some more sustained damage if he's going to be able to hold out, I think, through the rest. Oops, I put that under...
Might do it, yeah, for Lox.
Oh, I'm down one for Gabriel. I think Gabriel had 3 here.
Beetle repeated there for Lox.
Gabriel picks the melee weakness card, which is another extract card. Already has 2 soul crushing guilds.
I guess he's really hoping for carving Karuska.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to go Karuska, you're going to go left path to get it. Just hoping for it.
I guess the weakness card is good for getting flame kills. For this tournament at least.
I think it's tough, though. I don't think he's got enough damage to be able to reliably kill even with the melee weakness.
Yeah, especially when you're... Was this unit quick? His damage unit? I think all of them were quick, right?
Yes.
So yeah...
Except for his bog flies.
The bog flies.
Oh, interesting. So Loxo took Ensnare there. Pretty good on the mini bosses if you're worried about leaking.
I generally like having an Ensnare on the deck. Like,
Yeah, it comes in handy, and if it doesn't, you just play it on like a...
Random unit and
You know,
that's dying anyway. Or even on the flying boss just to get it out.
Pahan, for what it's worth, has put the edge trigger onto that sweeper. So he's certainly got a plan in here. It's just a question of if that plan can be executed in time now.
Right.
Also, it's not that much without multi-strike to scale by 5 a turn. I mean, it's obviously a little bit more than that, but for the most part.
He does have repeater, so as long as he can maybe get a couple... He's Total Recall will help with that too, just by creating more consumable cards.
He seems to be using repeater as an extra consume card every turn rather than to bring back a really nice consume card, which is, you know, it's one way to use repeater.
I mean, Shelter's a good one though. Like,
especially if you only...
if you're gonna go Shelter, that's a really good way to just kind of keep sustain on the floor as well. Especially into the stealth boss, I would have thought that would have been pretty good, just to make sure you're stacking enough health and or effective health on your units. He is not doing a lot of damage here. Yeah, it's getting kind of dangerous.
Not squander his ember before using the...
Yeah. Not getting the Razor Sharp Edge out is pretty bad. That's 15 damage on a sweeper if he plays Razor Sharp Edge.
Plus it's an edge trigger which you now can't play.
Right.
And yeah, if you're using something that
Oh, wow.
the ember cost but creates consume cards, you want to do that
Yeah.
earlier on.
He's in trouble.
Keeps getting the total recall back as well. So now I specifically here play out all of my zero cost cards, then the total recall, play out the consume cards, because the objective of the total recall here is edge triggered. Nothing.
Yeah. There's the edge. Yeah, that helps, but it's still he's still dying to the spikes. Meanwhile, Dusk on this Arcus fight looking pretty good.
Seems to be doing well, yeah.
Yeah. Did he also? He didn't take repeater. He did take repeater. Did we miss that too? That Dusk also took a 1 rank of repeater?
We can watch.
Yeah, he did. He just got the shelter
yes,
back.
Repeater.
Yep. Because he's only got the bog flies on the floor.
Yeah, I think the bug flies are not that much worse. At least
No,
most of the game.
it's almost similar to the only thing that the rank 2 gets that the bog flies don't get is the AoE from the strike. But apart from that, they're actually gonna do more damage, especially as you get higher charged echoes.
And you have two bodies
Yes.
for the shelter, right?
Exactly.
So I can definitely see that being.
But I don't think rank 2 repeater does get you more damage, but not any more utility. So
I think you lock it in just simply because you don't want to get shells.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sure. I guess Shellsmith isn't that bad though, even on this build.
No.
Like
There was a lot of options for consume cards.
and we
Yeah.
haven't seen a Broken Memories yet, or a Legends.
So Pahan in a really tight spot right now. He's just trying to survive. His egg hatched, but oh, there's a shelter. That will help out a lot. He should be able to keep all his units alive with the shelter, and then he's just got to hope he gets it back. He does not get the shelter back.
Spike's Trial.
Yeah, Spike's Trials are
Cards
tough.
Consume parts, so it's kind of tough.
Total Recall will do that. Slowly burning through all your cards. That's a lot of days onto Arcus there for Gabriot. The others don't have quite as much. They do have, I guess 6 or 4 there with Dusk. Also not a bad amount.
Melee weakness too.
Oh, he is.
For Dusk here.
Oh, Gabriel too.
It's almost,
They all pick
almost
melee weakness too.
it's exactly half of Arcus' life.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's crazy. He's not going to be able to get the flying kill, but almost. If he can just like get a bunch of shards down there, he might even be able to just kill them off. But he doesn't have too many shards. I guess all of them are sitting kind of around that 80 mark. I think the lowest Pahan right now, but he's also 1 ring behind the rest. And they all kind of need to hurry. They're almost over halfway through their run, and there's still 7, 8, and Divinity left. Pahan lucking out with this daze here, but is it even enough with the daze? It's going to be very close.
I'm curious to see if they can kill the mini bosses on Divinity, because like a lot of them seem to just barely kill some of the heavies right now.
Oh man, this is really close. Is he dying? I can't see. How close is he here? Oh, he's still far away. He's gonna have to restart.
Did Dusk perfect this fight?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Let me just update the scores here. And we have a restart on ring 5 for Pahan. Gabriot also looking, I think he perfects this one as well. Yep. So this might already put, I mean, we have to see how it goes, but that might already put Gabriot and Rising Dusk as the 2 players moving on, unless the others can really either pull out some flying kills or unless the others can't, progress. But I think that they both have the 2 strongest builds as well going into this.
Well, the Gabriel just picked up multi-strike and an Echoes of the Past, so that's that's going to help him quite a lot with his scaling going forward now.
So what do you take here? First Hell Pact. I mean, Gabriel does have an X cost, but he still opts to take the Sinner Salve, which I think makes sense. Even though you can't use it against Divinity, still really good against potential 7th floor and Divinity. Or sorry, you can't use it against Seraph, but you can use it against Divinity.
That garbage 7th ring is brutal if you haven't considered it as a potential danger.
Yeah.
That fight it's so much health. Like they spawn with like double heavies, both of them having like 300 health.
And it looks like Loxo should be fine. He's already killed. Yeah, he's killing Solgard just with his. Oh my gosh, that Animus. Just.
Playing
This would be a good opportunity
solo
to
Animus.
Yeah.
save some time by not playing cards.
And he gets a flying kill, or not a flying kill. He gets the clear here.
Stop playing cards. Stop playing cards.
I mean, you know, most of the time you have to finish playing out your cards, but then time is not on your side.
I think everybody does that, right?
Yes. It's
Yeah.
mandatory.
Like, it's funny, like, all of the content creators, myself included, say, don't play out your cards after.
And then do it anyway.
Because, you know, you
Yeah.
could change it. And then they sit there and do stream after stream, video after video. Oh, jeez. But it's so much fun. You've earned the right to play those extra cards and overkill the boss.
Yeah, it's especially fun if that ends up not killing the boss.
Can you imagine
I
playing
think.
in a tournament and having that happen to you?
Oh, unfortunate for Pahan, he does not get to put the Soul Crushing Guilt on the boss here. Unless he gets it in his draw. He could try to... I think you play out your Shelter on top, you play out your Vine Grasp, draw, and hope that it's something that has a shard, so you can just get that daze. It's so valuable to remove, if you can. Oh, see, he would have had it. He made the mistake of playing the Sting. Maybe. I mean, he will be able to get a much better Shelter here. That is one benefit. He could even Soul Crushing Guilt to save a little bit more damage. And still probably get the kills. Yeah. He
Good
should be
better
okay.
Shelter as well.
He's gotten a lot of Shelters out this time compared to the last time. So that should be a lot better for him. And his Sweeper's doing a lot more damage this time too. All right, getting into the 7th fight.
Those who went Marsh Lord 2 do get the opportunity to pick Repeater again. So,
Oh, Gabriel actually.
He all-in Marsh Lord.
here's the Pog room. Let's see if
That's
it gives him
going to be
what he
interesting.
wants.
I think you root, right? Do you root to give yourself the option to just not have to deal with this guy? That's a tough call. Also, Echoes of the Past, while incredibly good, is really tough to play in egg builds when you're just losing all of your charged Echoes every time.
Gabriel, 3 Soul Crushing Guilds, the melee weakness card, and Echoes of the Past. Plus X.
Also, Pahan did get the
To
clear,
actually play these cards.
but he will take the 10-point penalty for not clearing the ring the first try. All right, let's see how he gets it done with this guy. He will be able to daze him, which you should do. Like, you should daze him here because you don't want to get that Ember Drain. And he only needs one more... Oh, there he goes. He took the Echo Seedling, so he's going to get that Bog Wormling out there crushing it right now.
place with the block runner.
Mm-hmm. And Dusk opting to go all in on these little dudes, but he's able to get a lot of value out of that Echoes of the Past. It's free. It's -1. He'll get a lot of damage very quickly onto his sweeper here. It's already at over 100.
And I think having the 2 bodies in front that take the shelter at each turn,
Right.
or sometimes.
That's a lot of soul-crushing guilts.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Got a plan here.
It's
The
going to be
plan
tough
is
for him to
today's
play these
everything.
cards.
No, he's got that Eternal Kinstone.
Yeah, it will help.
Alright.
He only has to get 1 extra to play them out, because 3 of them are already infused.
Yeah, I love that artifact. It's like... And you can suddenly spam extract cards.
All right. Dusk just approaching the boss. Same with Gabriel. They're going to hit at around the same time. The other thing that's nice about the Sinner Salve is for those that took the Stav, that basically negates the major issue with the Stav. Interesting. So Gabriel's like, let's get this guy Soul Crushing Guilted and Force Contamination and everything else.
Oh yeah, you're right. Lox didn't take it, huh? Didn't take the staff.
No.
Did he take the consume spells though?
I don't think he took it. I think he skipped it.
Interesting.
I don't know that I agree with that with Wormkin.
I think I would pick either. I guess.
Gabriel getting the clean kill there. I think he's pretty close to securing his position in first place here, going into the finals.
And I think with the melee weakness in the deck, they're probably going to be able to kill the mini bosses too.
Should be able to. I mean, Dusk may not even need it. The fact that he's able to play this Echoes of the Past every turn, and imagine if he gets like Bog Slime, like the amount of charged echoes he can get in a single turn. Interesting.
Yeah, but they have like 800 health or something, right?
There's another infused Engraft. Engraft has shown up 3 times in this run. 2 of them have been infused.
I think at some point you're better off not picking them. Probably.
Yeah, but
Not if you're Gabriel. I mean, the nice thing about them is that they will draw extra. So if you have a build like Gabriel's where you need as many charged echoes as possible, becomes really good.
Yeah.
So what do you put Spell Chain on here? I would say melee weakness might be it.
Engraft is not terrible.
I think it's better to put it on Engraft or something like that, because you're probably going to need the echo generation with all those extract cards.
I would not pick it until after I saw what relics there were, artifacts there were. I mean,
Yeah, it's easier said than done in a tournament setting, though.
yes. Base charge, pretty good one.
Yeah,
Faulty
base
loader,
charge.
base charge. Ops not to take it. Oh, Sap Tap's going to be great for him with his Engrafts. Just auto draw. Loxo also getting a clean finish out of that ring 7. I think Dusk as well, right? Did not take any damage there. Pahan's still on Arcus here. He's really far behind. He might not be able to catch up.
How much time is left? A
Um,
couple of minutes, right?
only 20 minutes.
I guess it's possible. It's doable.
He keeps playing his consume thingy at the end. It hurts me inside every time.
Good thing I haven't seen that yet.
He is able to. He takes 1 damage on that ring 6 here.
Oh!
What?
Did Pahan just took 1 damage?
Yeah, he just took
For
1
no
damage.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like in the tournament setting, you forget about these things. Like you're trying to go fast. I can definitely remember doing some stupid mistakes too.
That is a lot of engraphs for not Loxo here. He's opting to dupe his spell chained -1/1. I think you might. I would probably do the Razor Sharp Edge just to get enough damage scaling in his build, or Soul Crushing Guilt.
Lox doesn't have the melee weakness yet, right?
No, he doesn't.
Well, or did he not pick it up at all?
He didn't pick it up at all, and he opts to go for the engraft here. All right,
He
so
probably needs healing then.
Gabriel locked in 135 shards. 125 on Loxo. And I think Loxo's basically locked out. No, if the others cannot beat Seraph, he could potentially take it, but I think it's very unlikely with how their builds have gone so far.
Everyone's got a different solid thing going on at the moment, but they are all fairly solid.
They all pretty reliably hatch their eggs, and they get a lot of damage on their sweepers. Loxo, the only one that has this kind of irregular build with the Animus of Will.
But I mean, speaking from experience, Animus of Will doesn't need as much scaling as most other units to sort of get there.
Yeah, especially right now.
Killing the divinity.
Seems like it's working really well. So Gabriel starting to get a little bit of damage onto Seraph, which is not bad. I think this is probably the point when you start trying to get some melee weakness rolling, just to... I mean, it's not going to be tons of damage. He's opting to just kill the front unit with it instead. Double ensnare, interesting. And so far so good for all of them. No leaks at this point. I think it would be surprising if they were able to get flying kills here. Also need to check shard count on Dusk. I believe that's 105. Yeah, 105. Very, very close. And Loxo, unfortunately, does not get his Soul Crushing Guilt here, so he is going to be Ember Drained. But he does also have those engrafts, which could be, you know, could make up for that. You still would get some Ember back. Would one of you mind jumping into the chat and just giving them a 15-minute warning? It's also tough because you don't want to play your Sting on the floor because you lose stats on your backliner every time you kill something. I don't know why he's not just hitting Dusk here. I don't know why he's not just hitting Seraph with these spells. Maybe he's trying to make sure he kills it. I think he was trying to get the kill with the sweeper rather than with somebody else. He's trying to lower their damage enough. So Gabriel not going to get the flying kill here, but should, I think, be able to clear. Was that 300 something damage? Yeah, that's usually going to be enough. And he's going to also start.
He's going to have to draw a couple of soul crushing kills before.
Yeah.
Seraph gets to the top.
At least get one. Okay. Dusk looking pretty good here. He's also he's playing a. Trying to think. I think he's trying to decide whether he wants to put that on to the big dude just to make sure that he doesn't get ember drained and also kills it with his sweeper.
I think Gabriel just got clean, solid pummeling onto Seraph there.
Nice. Yeah, so I think if he just finishes Divinity, he'll secure it. And he might actually flying kill Divinity here. If he can get the melee weakness consistently onto Divinity, he's going to hit him every single turn. Like, there's a good chance. Only thing is, can he keep them alive? He will have the benefit of those engrafts as well as the heals having a little bit extra heal off of them, which is quite good. He's almost hatched this egg already. He can hatch it now. And he has Soul Crushing Guilt, so he'll actually never take damage from Seraph. And the egg's already hatched. There you go. That's a way to start it.
That's the thing about Echo Seedling, is if you get that early consume card, you hatch your egg. It's pretty much true from level 1 to level 3.
Pahan finally through ring 7, just about to go into the Seraph fight. Loxo just right up to Relentless. Definitely has enough health on his guy. He should not have to worry at all. You know what can be really fun is if you can get the Hope for Peace and then get any of these spell chain cards in a deck like this. You can just constantly generate etch triggers from your own cards. Can be really good. And he's able to get the kill. He's just going to go ahead and finish off Seraph here. That is a clean kill for Loxo. But I think he's probably just too far behind. Basically, Dusk would have to not beat Divinity. And even then, let me see. Let me check score here. Yeah, if Dusk doesn't beat Divinity, or yeah, I think that's basically it. Then he has a chance, but otherwise, it looks like it's going to be Gabriel and Dusk moving into the finals. All right, Gabriel still doing quite well. Not really getting too much damage on the Divinity right now. He can use Force Contamination, though, to get some more damage if he wants. And Dusk just about to finish off this Seraph fight. Pahan is speeding up, though. He did quickly get through his Ring 8, and he's going to go in with 100 shards, it looks like. So the least out of all of the group. Although Dusk is only a little bit higher with 5 extra shards. Dusk is going to get the kill here. He does like to spend his time playing out cards. Even with 10 minutes left, still playing his whole hand out, as one does. But he will get the flying, or not the flying kill, he will get the clean kill.
With the time warning, I pinged them this time so that we know they're aware of this.
And Gabriel just opting, I don't know if you saw, he's just ensnaring that guy forever on that middle floor. He's got like 4 root.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all.
He'll get another solid 1,000 damage at least onto Seraph. More than that, actually, with the melee weakness. I don't think he'll be able to kill here, but it's not that far off. Oh, he doesn't use the Force Contamination.
Look at that boss just hanging out there.
And it's another, just a few hundred damage, it looks like. No, actually, it's a pretty decent amount from Gabriel here. Not nearly as much damage. Actually, I guess he's got the shelter. I was going to say, it looks kind of dangerous for Dusk, but he does have the shelter that will keep him safe from Divinity. And is trying to play Soul Crushing Guilt onto that other floor. The question is, will he be able to get the flying kill? He's only got one more turn to try it. Oh, he got it. If he can just put, if he just uses the Force Contamination, he'll have enough damage.
First we need to stack some root onto some bosses.
Meanwhile, Pahan just desperately trying to get through his deck. Oh, just barely short. This will be his last chance. He's got to get it now or he doesn't get it.
He's pretty damn close.
Yeah, he's very, very close. He doesn't have Force Contamination, but he does have the Echoes of the Past. So if he can stack up some more shards, he might just be able to do it. 700, 725. Oh, just barely short. Just short. Oh, wow. But he'll have no problem finishing off here. Quick kill to secure what I think is first place.
Very nice performance from him there. Sometimes we question his decisions, but he very clearly knew what he was doing.
Oh, I expect when we talk to him, he'll also have questioned his decisions. Dusk trying to decide whether he wants to Force Contamination or use the Echoes of the Past. Because he does have a leak here if he can't kill it. Pahan should be able to get the kill onto Seraph. He does get a clean kill there.
Nothing else. He's got a decent build.
Yeah, I mean, it's really solid in terms of scaling. He has 5 minutes to do a full Divinity fight, which is not a lot of time when you're playing Total Recall and a bunch of cards every turn.
Yeah, Broken Memories really hurts your timing here. So one of the reasons I'm glad I didn't get a Wormkin run. Because I feel like if I'm going to go over 75 minutes in run, it's going to be a Wormkin run.
Dusk currently not able to kill this backliner here. That might be a chance for Loxo if... Okay, Force Contamination does get him over the edge. And, oh, he spell chained it, so yeah, he should be okay. Loxo a little bit further ahead. Gonna go into Relentless next turn. Definitely not gonna get the flying kill. So it really comes down to whether Dusk can finish off the run. If Dusk can finish it without... getting it in time and also without dying, he'll be in a good spot. He's only got three turns left. Meanwhile, Pahan just desperately trying to get his his run together here. That one restart really set him back. Okay, so Pahan does get the clean finish here. Or not Pahan, Loxel.
It's Lox.
Loxo does. So let me just mark him as also complete. Gabriel as complete. So yeah, it's really going to come down. If Dusk can win this run, or win this Divinity fight, then he is moving on. He should be able to. He's got plenty of sustain, plenty of damage. He might even get the flying kill next turn. It's pretty likely.
He spent most of his sort of building time making his units scale faster instead of not relying on things like melee weakness. So, awesome.
Let's see. He's got to hit a really, really high. Echoes of this. Oh, just barely missing it. Both he and Gabriel not able to get the flying kill. But he will be able to finish off here. And looks to secure second place. Now Pahan, he's got 3 minutes to finish off this fight. He's going at a good tick, though. He's already on to turn 4. But, oh man, these broken memories are... They are not slow. There is a chance he could get a flying kill, though. He will scale the fastest out of all of the players. But he has to play out a lot of cards compared to them.
Just making a good point about, you know, when it comes down to the wire time-wise, there is a problem with waiting for other players.
Yeah, that's a fair
Some sort of
point.
cap on that might be.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's kind of that tough line between playing fast and also not having everybody on all different floors the whole time. And how are we looking here? He's really trying to churn out these turns. Might be able to get through. He's only got 3 more turns until Relentless. Got to play him out fast. He has the damage. I think he has the sustain as well. He just needs to play out his cards. Just trying to get everything onto Seraph. This is where I start using keyboard. This is where my speed running comes in. And you just start burning through your keys. All right.
Enough, I still haven't used keyboard shortcuts.
Ah, yeah, you gotta get into the keyboard game. Oh my gosh, this turn. It's his last turn though. He's only got to get through 1 round. He might just want to just end turn. Like he has enough. I think just playing the shelter should be enough, and then just go. Just end turn and go. And if he sees the X, he just has to play end turn. Get rid of the garbage and then end turn. He's got an X. Oh, he's gonna take the pyre damage. Oh, unfortunate.
Time for this.
And he took 8 damage there. Okay. But he did finish it off.
Now all of them finished.
The second one, yeah. Okay, so let me unmute the players. We can chat for a little bit. And I think we're going to delay a bit on the finals just to give them some time to rest after that.
Yeah, that was a rough one, for sure.
Welcome back, guys. Very, very tight race. very, very close score. But we do have 2 clear winners who are moving on. Gabriet, you are going to take the first seed with a total score of 310 points. Dusk, you will play in second place with 303 points. And both Pahan and Loxy, very, very close. You're just outside, around 20 points away from the other two at 281 and 272. So just unfortunately not able to quite bridge that gap. And I think especially for you, Pahan, just that one restart really set you back from the others. But very, very good play all around. Great finish on that second game. And we are going to delay the finals. We'll start at quarter after rather than right on the hour, just to give you guys some time to breathe. Maybe take a rest, use the restroom, get a drink before we jump into the finals. But any last thoughts before we end this portion?
I'm actually kind of surprised I went all ahead, but yeah, I made a comment in the Discord, and just something to keep in mind. The timer on the run is really annoying when you have to sit and wait for other people to catch up otherwise. I'm not sure what the best solution is, but that may be something to think about for the next tournament.
Yeah, I was hoping that 75 minutes would give such a cushion that it wouldn't be as big of a deal, but I think you're right. Both these last 2 showed we're still pushing down, especially with the weights.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would have definitely finished much quicker, but I sat around for at least 15 minutes at certain points where some combats were really clean and easy and the others required more thinking. There was definitely a pre-relentless on my divinity there, and I just did not have the time to move through it. I didn't want to lose the timer, so.
No, fair point.
Yeah, timer hurt me in the first run too. I think I just braked out a little bit and made some misplays with some tiresome climbs. I probably could have cleared that first run, but I choked under that time pressure, and that's okay. You need to have some sort of limit.
Well, we're gonna then take a break. So if you're watching on Twitch, we'll be back in probably around 23 minutes. And for the players, you got about a full 30 minutes before we're gonna start. But I'll post the runs in the next 13 minutes or so.
Sounds good.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah, we'll play it, everybody.